Hello, good afternoon Tribuners. Welcome back with me Kusnul Asyaifah in Indonesia News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is, teenager in Garut forced by his birth father to get pregnant, predator takes action when the victim falls asleep. The case of the teenage girl who was forced by her biological father to become pregnant occurred in Garut Regency, Java West. It was a report that victim was forced to call named Bunga, who was still a minor, while the predator is a 42 years old man with the initial ES. It's known the predators and victim live in the Casplus district, Garut Regency, West Java. Garut Police Chief Adjutant Police Commissioner Wirdianto Hajaksono confirmed this case. He said that the predators carried out his devious behavior 6 times. He did all time when they said the morning and the victim was asleep. The perpetrators is known to have a carried out depraved behavior since January 2022. The victim was later found to be pregnant in June and admitted to his own father. The U.S. perpetrator is known to have 3 children, all 3 were a girl, with the victim himself is not first children age is 40 years old, and Adjutant to Police Commissioner Wirdianto explained that the victim is currently at the PTSD shelter in the Garut Regency to undergo growth in the telly. From his action, the perpetrator was a teenager is a sentence of in the prison. Snarry since Article 6 and during in the article in paragraph 1, paragraph 2 in the child of the British station fine 5 billion plus an additional 1/3 upon the punishment because the perpetrator is their own father. The next news is, worried that the Adelina employment release will set by the Precedent. The Crown for the Adelina Community Coalition for the Justice held a demonstration at the Embassy, Malaysia in Kuningan, Jakarta on Monday. They protested that the Malaysian Federal Crown audacious to release Abika Adelina's employer Lisau. The founder of the Indonesian Migrant Worker Protection Ego Migrant Care Anis Hidayah whispered its form collection as a worry about the executal. He is afraid that the will set about protection the law enforcement in the cases migrant domestic worker was still working in Malaysia. And he said that Indonesia and Malaysia had just signed a memorandum of the understanding or MOU, recorded on the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs website. Indonesia and Malaysia agreed on the MOU on the placement and protection of Indonesian migrant workers in the domestic sector in Malaysia on Friday, 1 April 2022. However, there was a pure wake-up with Adelina's employer not long after the MOU was agreed after course really hurt myself, explaining Anis. 1. Considering his security regret its employment one pure according to it was Ambela Adelina's employer was clearly proven to the torture Adelina to death. 2. Judging that the curator has a hard sense and justice for Adelina and her family migrant domestic worker on Indonesia and the Indonesian people. 3. Assigning Malaysia as a being on fire and incident with the human rights values and improvement tourist case agent in Malaysia, Indonesia. Malaysia doesn't even respect the MOU that has just been agreed between Indonesia and Malaysia considering the placement and the protection of Indonesia domestic workers in Indonesia. It is known that the Federal Court of Malaysia was appointed the fourth Supreme Court in Indonesia. Thursday, legislation release of Adelina saw employer as a half-desk assistant from the Nusa East Southeast, who died with a many wounds and his body in February. The panel of judges considering of the phantom on the lake Hayat from Bani Tawik and Harujas Puchang reject the public procedure request to advance justices of the High Court. In his ruling, Judge Perno was the crying valid judges with the court had correctly used as a foreign equality Adelina's employer. Ambika M. A. Hassan, judges do the public processor must provide a reason will free obligation, the string as a warning to the queen according to him. DNA as a should be given to the reason valid by a prosecutor. DNA means that the defeat as a cruelty charge, but can the process again be a later death or the harder death? The federal court's decision left Ambika free cannot be charged of punishment for Adelina's death. The next news is South Buru resident who disappeared in a Waetina River found dead. Tasrik Hitimala, 23 years old, a resident of Namriyat Village, Namrole District, South Buru Regency, Maluku, report missing swept away by the record by the Waetina River on the Thursday, 26 June 2022, was found dead. The head of the Ambon Basarna Mustari said the victim was found partially a 7 from the scan of the Sunday. The victim he continued with the badly evacuated to the Namrole City General Hospital for examination. Mustari said, with the customary the victim, the search and rescue operation was stopped. It is known Tasrik was reported missing, and when he was passed away correctly is a river while crossing the river. Rival with the faulty completion at his victim when his forest resident to cut wood in the village forest Thursday. When entering the location of the forest, which long they have crossed a fast river. While family crossed with the river, with the victim suddenly stepped away by the current and crudely separated from the group. The next news is Tears Accompany Siti Munawaroh funeral. The cries of the family and relatives accompany a funeral procession for the Siti Munawaroh, 30 years old Siti Munawaroh. Siti Munawaroh is a victim as opposed to falling into river in Jadapulo, Tasrik Regency on the Saturday early in the morning. Siti Munawaroh's body was found on the Monday, including Siti Munawaroh in the bus accident in the crying the Sayang Elementary School, a teacher, Jatinangor Sumedang that took for life. Siti Munawaroh was born in the Kisampur Village, Jatinangor District, Sumedang Regency. Many people escorted Siti to California. Some stood at the tomb. However, its local group citizen handled by the taking stand from the tomb is a Siti one bus passenger who was a crop in the teacher from the elementary Sayang Jatinangor Sumedang. The bus goes to Pangandaran to sleep call is the Buru City warehouse bus. In the evening, the call of the badly report to his superior. Not on Jelanya to the pink was food fine. The custody of the filer that the speeding joint team the reaching because according to the previous session, information from the head correct station of the victim is wearing a pink hazard crab where the being passenger left a bus. Slowly but surely, the victim authority body was finally executed a loss of weapons and money. The victim body was dead apart in the body bag in the crane now. Dozens of residents just near a bulan and was above the crane the victim body. Next, the body was attacked by the Dr. Guru Soekarjo General Hospital Tasrik Malaya Siti for the examination in Pulsarara. The next news is bus truck stuck in the Jambi-Sarolangun crossroad. The group of the present Chief Haji Ms. Marigi experienced a traffic accident in Jakarta, Jambi-Sarolangun crossroad, Jambi province on the Saturday morning. The bus containing the Chichi from the Garut Regency, Jambi, had a traffic accident in the Batanghari area, Jambi province. Luckily, all passengers safe and get evacuated. It was reported the bus carrying of the prospective Hajj pilgrims from the Garut Regency had fallen to the side of the road. Based on information completed by the TribuneJambi.com, the bus will the family Raya brand Sleeped, Marwah and head of the Ministry of the Religion Commander M. put to court accident in Imbarangin, Telepo, where the relief that the prospective pilgrims can correctly get out of the car safety as in now. Sijihal for the Merangin is known to be Hajj determination in the Jambi city before leaving for the Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The next news is price of the copper's hat and the recall from the Qatari and Kosoud uniform. The following is the price of the corp hat at the Raqqa from a hat Eid Adha 2022. According to the Tribune Sultra in.com, monitoring Sunday at the Raqqa from the 3 of 5 records scattered for sale. One of the manager of the Raqqa from Yahya said that the 5 class group based on the weight per hat in Sako. Among the super class with the concentration of the Kawitner over a than special class waiting in the places speaks about. He said that the price is cattle soap, a differing of the weight per cow. That is small version in the class C, so illustrating a 10 million, and the higher price is 2020 million. For the having class cow, it is super class. Meanwhile, the age of the cow being sold, Yahya said that they had to complain the privatization is Islamic law to be certified. Yahya said that the farm managed by himself and his friend been around since 2022. Since the location in one village, Namrole District, South Munawaroh Regency. As for the sales, his party is now opening at the stall Wisata Street Rohayuda in the Buru Regency, Garut City, South Sulawesi. Yahya said that the cow raised and sold weird local cattle by the Bali cattle. We are the sense that the combination from the Pumba and Bunga Regencies, the medical, the Calispirity and the hard cattle, his party recently considered health screenings. Starting from the his ensuring diet of the cow, bringing attention to the genetic history has many things, clearings and arteries. Yahya said, a talk in the Garut City took the court Sulawesi. In general, animation was not really thing hand inverting river disaster. However, the processes of the routine animal health checking is growing out. Plus, psychiatrists a logical government will as ensuring in livestock. There is until Southern Sulawesi region and on the Garut City in particular. And the last news is into junior high school. Junior high school studying in the Kapahyang are dispersed to the 40s Kerumpuk. Two junior high school students to the Kapahyang, Bengkulu province were discovered to break into school with a crowbar. Both of the term were the C's initial EH and the MR because their school with only a capacity crowbar CM law. There's through and category opening laboratory window of the junior high school with the sub-district area Kapuen Kapahuyang Regency. The two then look away 7 sets work unit initial occurred on the Thursday, and many relief to the teacher we are to go to school checking the Wi-Fi network in the laboratory room. The teacher found the window is laboratory broken. He badly checked into the laboratory in the 5 to 47 units of the school computer laptops in the laboratory has disappeared. The teacher badly cried the school card's complete party seal. The CE badly reported his child Kabawan in the action of the breaking into the school the Kapahuyang Regency. The perpetrators were not only 2 people. Meanwhile, Tuso took action of steal in the laptop and the disparate attention secured. The perpetrators of IMR is a student at the school. One of the perpetrators of IMR is a student from the school. He just took an exam grade promotion at the school. MR who did the exam was declared a graduate participant of the distribute of the school report cards at the time school in the class until July. Receiving a report from the school, the police immediately follow up with the investigation and the crime scan processing. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Kustul Ashaifa. Thank you for watching and have